So what's poppin' peons? Welcome back to my channel, and today, before I even get into the video and even go into the thing, because they say you can't monetize your video if it's 30 seconds of profanity, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do our intro, outro, whatever. So you guys, I'm gonna get baked and we're gonna talk about some shit. Henceforth, the name Sunshine's Bakery. My name is Sunshine. That's what I prefer to be called on here and in real life, if you don't know me like that. But welcome to Dria's Diary, and today we're going to be talking about the trans community. If you cannot have a respectful conversation about them, if it hurts your heart, if you don't want to listen to a stoner, if you don't respect stoners, this is not the podcast for you. This is not the show for you. If you can't respect the trans community, this is not the place for you. If you are so obsessed that you don't have the capacity to speak here in this arena in any form or format, leave. It is free 99. Nobody is making you stay here. And quite frankly, I got some shit I gotta say on my chest. And if we're doing Sunshine's Bakery, because if you don't know what it is, Sunshine's Bakery is where we get baked and we talk our shit, or I talk my shit, and I come back in the comments later on to see if I got something to say. That's how I'm trying to get shot. Comment, damn it. I mean, that was so. This is why people say that I'm crazy, because in my mind I'm like, comment, damn it. And it's funny to me because in my mind I'm viewing it like a cartoon of me saying it. Like, yeah, I don't take anything I do seriously. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't take much shit that happens in life seriously, but it's very few things that I take seriously. And the shit I take seriously, like, I'm just like, I'm going to stand for that. I'm going to stand on that, like 10 toes down. And this topic right here is one of the topics that I take extremely seriously, and this is my platform. So I want y'all to comment, because I want us to have an actual conversation about this, because I know some of y'all may agree or may not agree, but I really honestly want people to see that, like, yeah, like, we fuck with the trans community or we don't fuck with the trans community. Either way it goes, this video is gonna be about the trans community. So yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, we gotta get baked. We gotta talk together. So let's just take a talk together. This is one of my pens. I use this because I don't like to always use tobacco products, and that's just me. Everybody's different, whatever. Fuck you. And one together so we can actually start the video. Make sure you got your water, your snack shot. I'm about to finish my peach rings I got from Myers. It's kind of like a Publix, but cheaper. Alright, so let's begin. So today I want to say that I support the trans community. Let's just start off with that. I don't give a fuck how you feel. I don't care what you say about them. You can say they're not real, whatever they are. But if they say that they are trans men or trans women, I believe them. And I stand 10 toes down with them, and I have nothing bad to say about it. And y'all can say whatever the fuck y'all want to say. And yes, I have some opinions about it and some thoughts, but I want to have the conversation respectfully. But I really want y'all to understand that's the first thing. I support the trans community, trans men and trans women, especially the black ones. Shoot me. Fire me. Say I look like one. Say whatever the fuck you want to say to make you feel better, but I support them. And I stand for them. I am the biggest stand for trans. I am the biggest stand for the LGBT community. Not because I'm bisexual. Not because I'm all of this. Because even before I came out as bi and said that I was bi and told people that I was bisexual. Shout out to my ex-girlfriends. I love you bitches. Y'all know me. It's cold outside. It's like 20 degrees, so my nose is running. But no. I genuinely support the trans community. And I think the trans community gets so much fucking hate, especially from people who don't want to understand them or try to understand them. So I had so last year I wanted to do 7 Days of Love, and I actually found a trans couple. It was a trans man dating a trans woman, and it was another trans couple, and they were, I guess it was a trans person and they were dating a straight person or a cisgender person, right? And I wanted to do that. And then when it came down to telling their love story, I was so beautiful, y'all. It was so iconic. Oh my gosh, if y'all could have seen it, y'all would have been like, oh my gosh, y'all, I was so excited. Y'all, for 7 Days of Love, like, it wasn't gonna be like no camera and no shit like that, because I don't need y'all judging people and talking shit about people. But it was like, I'm gonna be on my podcast, and it was so fucking beautiful, y'all. When I say it was beautiful, it was so beautiful. Like, it was just, but a lot of things happened. People didn't want to do it, so I could not do it. But there was a trans couple on there. People were like, oh, I didn't know that you were gonna put pretenders on there. And I was like, what do you mean pretenders? And I was like, pretenders, because they're not really men. They like, that's still a woman at the end of the day, because she can't have a penis. And I was like, I personally don't know what goes on down there. I don't know how the bottom surgery works or the top surgery, because quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. But if that person has gone through their whole entire life feeling like they were the opposite sex, why can't they be that? Why do they have to stick to what they were assigned to? People change their name. People decide what they want to do. It's people right now who aren't doing things that everybody wants them to do in their family, and they're going against that. And I know you're like, how does that have to do anything with what you call it? If your whole entire life you were told that, hey, if I'm a cisgender woman, okay? And if my whole entire, if I was a trans man, right? And I was like, you know what? I've always felt like a man in my life, but because I was born with a vagina, now I feel out of place. And that person is literally going through the process of hormones and doing all of that shit, whether they don't do hormones, whether they don't never transition over, whether they still look like their original sex at birth. If that person, because when it comes down to gender, which is very fluid, that's why we have she, her, them, they, whatever. And if you want to know my pronouns, just call me daddy, call me goddess. But no, my actual pronouns are she, her, they, them. And I know you're like, how are you with they, them? Just depends on how the fuck I feel. Majority of the time, I'm she, her, but bitch, on them days, I'm they, them. And if you understand, you motherfucking understand, bitch. Okay? All my they, thems. Yep. Anyways, but no, like, I personally feel like people get so fucked up about things. Like, I literally had to cut a homeboy off because he came out there and he was being so disrespectful, and it was so fucking sad. It was awful. I was so mad. Like, people think I cut them off because I just want to cut people off. I hate having to lose friends. It's hard for me to actually like people enough to make friends, especially after I vet them out, because you have to vet people out because you don't want nobody around you that you can't, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to fall in love. It's hard for me to have friends. So when it comes down to people, it's hard for me in the sense of just calling anybody friend. For me to just call anybody, oh, that's my friend. And like, nah, we're associates, we're cool, but that's not my friends. It's like, it's a lot that goes into it. So with that being said, if it's a lot that already goes into like making a friend and shit like that, it's hard for me to cut one off. But I really had to cut this one off, and I genuinely loved him. He was everything that I fucking ever could want. Like, we got high together. We partied together. We used to be on the phone for hours, shit like that. But this is what made me cut him off. We were sitting there one day, and it hurt. It hurt my heart to tell the story, y'all. But I remember we was sitting there one day, and he was like, we was talking shit about the job. And while talking shit about the job, he got into this really weird territory. God damn. Don't forget to hydrate. But we were having a conversation, and the conversation was about the job, because the job was fucking him over. And at the time, I had already done moved on, so I was like, whatever. Like, so, you know, I'm talking shit about the job, because bitch, I can't fire me. I already quit. You know what I'm saying? I quit so epically. It was amazing, but that's not the point. So I was like, man, they can't fire me. I already quit or whatever, right? And it's not like they're gonna hear this conversation like, oh, such and such is talking shit. And I said to their face, bitch, I quit that motherfucker. Please, I don't plan on going back to that bitch ever. I'm probably not even allowed to go back if I wanted to. But that's not the point. So he was talking about the job and how they was fucking him over and stuff like that. And the part that really got me so hot with him was, while talking about the job, he just bust out and said, I hate trans people. They get on my motherfucking nerves, dog. Them motherfucking them little he, confused ass motherfuckers. If God said you was a woman, you was a woman. You ain't no motherfucking man. Because if I beat your ass like a man, then you gonna say, but she's a biological woman. You can't do that. But I was like, huh? And then he proceeded to continue to talk. And a part of me wanted to see, like, how long old boy was going to go about this, because the conversation had nothing to do about dating. Nothing. We were literally talking, and it wasn't even like one of those things where, like, where you be talking about some shit and you just skip to another one. And, like, it had no connection like that. Like, this nigga was, like, really forcing it to be something that it wasn't. And then he goes, oh, you know that girl, right? Mind you, I'm friends with the girl. Me and the girl, we close like this, you know? Well, not close like this, but bitch, we're close enough. Like, me and this bitch, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, me and this bitch, we talk shit together from time to time, okay? When she here, bitch, we kiki, okay? When she come over, bitch, I kiki. We have a good kiki, bitch, and we get real personal with our kikis, ho. We done got drunk together and everything. So, he don't know that, he don't, I guess he know, because we, like, semi-close and shit like that. Ooh, I did the same fucking nail. Actually, I did. It just looked that way. But anyway, so we sitting there and he sits. I like Thor. But no, so anyways, we get there and he starts talking about how she's a tranny and all this other shit. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I was trying to get with her, but she didn't want to get with me. And then I looked at her again and I was like, bitch, I'm glad you ain't choose me because you look like a tranny. I said, please stop, because you're really running this friendship to the ground. I said, where did this conversation even come from? And he goes, man, I just gotta get this shit on my motherfucking chest. I was like, did somebody try to flirt with you? And it just rubbed you the wrong way. He was like, nah, ain't nobody try to flirt with me. Nobody try to do nothing. He was like, I'm cute, right? And I was like, sometimes. And he was like, nah, man, be for real. I was like, you're not my type, but I know you're somebody's type. He was like, and I like short men. And he was short. He was like, so why would you like me? I said, cause nigga, you called me a roach last week. Sometimes you say anti-black shit, but then I remember you were adopted by white people. So I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna let you live a little bit today, but that little ass anti-black shit you said out your motherfucking mouth did not really do it for me. Cause the nigga kept on calling me bald-headed. He was like, oh, you bald-headed cause all you do is wear wigs and shit. And I was like, no, I wear wigs cause I'm a lazy natural bitch. I don't like, don't get me wrong, I love my natural hair. Like, the other day, my natural hair, like, because we have, like, a little silhouette thing in our bathroom, whatever. Either way, I saw my silhouette over the thing. So, it was, like, a black, so it was, like, dark, and it was, like, a little bit of light. I saw my silhouette. My hair was herring, bitch. My hair was herring, bitch. Natural hair. Beautiful shit. Top tier shit, right? Herring just all in my face. I was like, oh, it's so beautiful. He was like, I was bald-headed because I always wear wigs. And I said, this is why we'll never date. Because sometimes you say anti-black shit, and I don't really think I would want white in-laws. Like, I just couldn't do it. Like, it's nothing against y'all. It's just that sometimes y'all say shit, and I'm just like, I got called a pickaninny. And, a pickaninny in this day and age. I literally said I don't go to certain parts of the town because they have like those big ass Confederate flags. And last time I came down to one to go to a smoke shop where it is, you know what I'm saying, where they was having like this opening event, they literally said they was gonna lynch me if I ever came back there again. Literally, the lady literally warned me, and I literally went outside when they thought I was by myself. Motherfuckers was coming outside their car, looking at me, talking about something, hey, you nigga girl. And when my homegirl came out behind me, it was like, And I know you're like, what was to stop them? My homegirl was already, you know what I'm saying? And I know you're like, oh, bitch, we was Audi 3000. I guess they thought I was waiting today, bitch. I was not. Okay, so the ants, can't traumatized. They say heal. I've healed, and I have boundaries now, and this is just something that for my safety and boundaries won't do it. So I was like, that's kind of why I want to get with you. And I said, but you cute though, like in other ways. And he was like, whatever. And so he was like, yeah, man. He was like, yeah, man. I was trying to talk to Shorty. And da-da-da-da, whoop, whoop, whoop. And she told me no. I think that bitch like a man anyway. I was only trying to fuck her and leave her. So not only did you get rejected, but you're mad about getting rejected. And not only you being mad about you getting rejected, you're pissed off because you got rejected. Not only are you pissed off because you got rejected, but you really pressed because she really told you no, and you really trying to get with her. And he was like, okay, and I said she's not a trans. And I said, what makes her trans? She looked like a man. I said, please tell me what's masculine about her features. All her features were black features. And I said, there's that anti-blackness coming out your mouth again, sir. And I was like, you know what? I said, you know what? I don't really think this friendship is going to last long. And then I tried to hang up the phone. He called me back. He was like, I think the phone got disconnected. I said, no, I hung up. He was like, why would you hang up? And he was like, oh, it's because of trans shit. He was like, man, I just don't fuck with the trans community. And I said, what has you in such a tizzy that you have to sit here? You feel that you need to tell me that you just despise them, just going on. I'm talking about this rant went on for about 15-20 minutes, and none of it. I said, anybody flirt with you? No. Has anybody tried to talk to you? No. Does anybody? Nah. I mean, I don't even know nobody that's trans, and if I knew somebody that was trans, I would tell them that they was this, that, and the third. And at that moment, I just felt the need to say, you have spoken to trans people before. Once I told him that he had talked to trans people before, he was like, I ain't never talked to nobody trans. I don't fuck with the trans community. I don't even know nobody that's trans. I said, you have 4 trans friends in your circle of 1,000,005 people. And he was like, how do you know? I said, because for 7 days of love, I am literally going to do interviews with them and talk about their relationship. And he was like, man, I don't know nobody that's trans. If I ever met one of them bitches, I'll punch them in their face. I said, you're choosing violence for a community that has said nothing to you. Nobody ever tried to talk to you. Nobody ever tried to date you. And even if they did, if you would have said no, nobody still followed up with you. Nobody was begging you. Nobody's doing none of this. And you just are like, nah, man, I just feel like I could tell. I said, well, can you tell the 4 trans people that I know that are trans right now? He said, well, tell me their name, what they look like, and then I'll tell you that. No, you're not. No, because you're not gonna believe them. You're not. And it's one of them, and it's a trans woman, right? Who will beat the shit out of this man. When I say this bitch is trained, this bitch is trained, okay, in some submissions, bitch. Alright. Cause y'all can say whatever the fuck y'all want to say, but y'all can't tell that that's not a woman. By first sight, I met a trans dude, and he came, and I always thought he was a boy. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought he was a boy. I thought he was a boy his whole entire life. I would have never knew that he had transitioned from woman to male. I would have never thought about it, nothing like that. And the only reason why I knew is because they came out to me and they told me, they was like, hey, I kind of seen how you act in a group, and I fuck with you and I like you, da 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 da. Only thing is we don't talk to each other, but it's not the reason why that. It's because he's a messy ass boy, okay? Let me tell you what happened, okay? He let that bitch call me a nigga, and he was like, well, I don't see nothing wrong with that. We can't be friends off that. That's why we're not friends anymore. But before that happened, he basically was like, yeah, he was like, I started transitioning about 2-3 years ago. The surgery to, you know, it's gonna cost me some shit, so I'm trying to get all this other stuff together. I was like, okay, bro, keep it up. And he was like, you're not gonna call me sis, you're not gonna call me a she-male, you're not gonna make no joke. I was like, why would I do that? You said that you were a guy, and that's what the fuck you are. Like, I would have never thought you was a girl when I first saw you, and I wouldn't give a shit if you was a girl, whether you transition or not. Have you done some heinous shit? What is your vibe about? What does your character say about you? Like, that's what's important to me. Like, I don't give. And he was like, oh man, I genuinely appreciate that. Thank you, shorty. And I was like, you welcome, baby. You welcome. You ain't gotta thank me for that. You ain't gotta thank me for that. I joke around because I don't know. I was joking because I know I was joking. I started joking with him because it was clearly a hard topic, and usually you try to lighten it up. I was like, baby, it's okay. And I was like, anyway, you trying to get something to eat? And then I went and we got some shit, and I did some dumb shit to make everybody laugh. You know what I'm saying? Because just the type of friend I am, okay? I make it light in the room. That's why I'm fine. But no, like, seriously though, like, the thing that really made me mad was he had so much hate for them, and it was just so unbiased. And I was like, y'all be judging people for the wrong shit. Whether people transition, detransition, go through different phases of y'all life, y'all really got to get off the trans community back. And especially the gay community. I am telling you right now, as a bisexual black woman, I have fought this title for so fucking long. I fought being bisexual. Boy, I came up with every excuse to why I should not like a woman. I came up with every excuse of why I would never date one. Years later, got a whole girlfriend, fell in love with one of them. Like, literally. And it wasn't that quick puppy love today. We talking about lesbians having that. Those be them fake lesbians, bitch, okay? I don't even want to say fake lesbians, but I don't even want to say fake lesbians. The word I want to use, those be the lesbians that don't know themselves. Because if you know yourself and you know you ain't just gonna let nobody just come up and fuck up on you. Because girls, dating a girl is hard. Okay? And I can say that. I can say that because I've dated them. And I've treated them wonderfully. Not all of them, but I've treated most of them wonderfully. Alright, but no, like, but no, like, I don't even want to go there because I don't want to start joking with y'all and saying shit and y'all taking me seriously. But no, as somebody who's bisexual and had to fight that shit for their whole entire life and I tried my hardest to be straight. I was like, I don't like women. I don't like women. I don't like women. They're just friends to me. That's all they will ever be. And then I got a girlfriend and another girlfriend. And I was like, bitch, you cannot deny it. You're bisexual. My partner makes a joke now, and my partner's a male. He says I'm gay. Like, literally, that's what my partner's like, my partner's like, I don't really know how long I'm gonna be here. Like, my partner's running joke now is, I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, seeing that you're truly fucking gay. And I'm like, I'm not fucking gay. What makes me gay? What makes me gay? What makes me so gay? I'm bisexual. I'm bi, okay? Nobody wakes up and is like, hey, I'm gonna be bisexual today. No, somebody did that. No, it was this, well, he's bi now, but it's this gay dude, and he was like, I always knew I liked men, but he was like, I was fighting the urge to say I like women because I didn't want to come out as bi, so I chose to be gay. But that's how they always say it. It was like, I got me some cat, and I liked it, and I realized I like women, and I like dating women. And I was just a bisexual man. But whatever, we're not here. We are talking about trans and sexuality and shit like that. But it's just like, it's not always black and white. It's not always gonna be oh, well, I'm this and I'm that. Like, people don't choose to be these things. Like, people are born this way, and it's not a genetic mutation. It's not nothing wrong with them. Nobody is telling you that the trans community is wrong. Nobody's telling you that the gay community is wrong for being gay. Oh, they're wrong for being trans. What if being heterosexual is wrong? Like, socially acceptable to be wrong? What if being cisgendered and not never being trans anything was just so wrong? Like, let's just flip it, right? And morally, people are like, yeah, because in my Bible, my God says this and such, and this right here, this right here. The good word says this, as if they're not. Hey, Google, how many religions are there in the world? Well, damn, Google, did you just wake up?
On the website nationaldaycalendar.com, they say, it may surprise you to know that there are over 4,000 recognized religions in the world. These religions consist of churches, congregations, faith groups, tribes, cultures, and movements. Even though there are so many, 3/4 of the world's population practice one of the 5 major religions.
So, over 4,000 religions, 4,000, right? Recognized religions, 5 are mainstream. So let's just say the 5 mainstream say whatever the fuck you say is completely wrong, and socially and societally speaking, X, Y, Z, and it's the way. Would you today be still feeling the same way? Like, man, I didn't choose to be heterosexual. Man, I really tried to get into sucking some. Or, oh my gosh, I really didn't choose to be heterosexual. I really tried. But it just didn't feel right. I couldn't find myself just doing. You would really, like, lose your shit. That is exactly how that shit feels. And I know some of y'all don't want to play the role reverse because y'all like, but that's not what it is today. Things change. And if you're not open to seeing things from a different perspective, you're never really gonna fucking grow. You're never gonna grow. And people, you can say, oh man, I'm gonna grow because I'm always gonna grow because I'm gonna. Like, I'm telling you right now, toxic masculinity used to be the shit back in the day, right? And it's crazy because, like, even when the comedians joke about it, cause comedians even joke about, like, how toxic like how the niggas they are today is because they listen to the old niggas from back in the day. They say Big Papa held it down. Nah, Big Papa's philosophy ain't working as you. Talking about something today, this shit ain't working for me, man. This the most pussy loose niggas they ever done seen in their life. Yeah, because the philosophy don't work from back then, baby. Because sometimes you gotta open it up. And sometimes the people who are in that same category that believe the same shit you have, you don't even want them because deep down you know they're not your type. You know they're not your type. It's some people right now, I like the pick-me's and the alpha males, if they ever, like, somebody said, why don't the pick me and the alpha males just go together, right? And I was like, yeah, why don't they just go together, right? And somebody was like, because they really don't want each other. They just, you know what I'm saying? They just need to go to therapy. So if you have a problem with somebody's sexuality, you have a control problem and you need to go to therapy. No, seriously, go to therapy. Like, all jokes and bullshit aside, like, I know, go to therapy. Go to therapy. Yep. Because the problem that you're facing is not the trans people saying that they're trans. It's not the community when they actually do problematic shit. Because they do problematic shit. And we do problematic shit as gay people. We're fucking human. We do problematic shit all the time, okay? Straight people do it. Gay people do it. We all do problematic shit. Everything is not all peaches and cream, and we know it. I'm not gonna go into the details of this one because Lord knows if I do get into this conversation, I'm gonna be here for hours, and I have other videos to record. And I'm not saying that this video is not important, but baby, I'm just cooking, you know what I mean? And I love y'all. And my point is that, and the point that I'm trying to make is that it's nothing wrong with the LGBT community, and there's nothing wrong with trans people. They did not choose to be this way. They didn't wake up one day and was like, and even if they did, so fucking what? Unless they're doing something that is immoral or illegal. And seeing how there is over 4,000 religions in the world, you really don't know what's immoral and not fucking immoral unless they are actually taking somebody's life. Are they hurting children? Are they hurting the elderly? Are they hurting people? Are they violent? Are they this, is that, and the third? I stopped being friends with my trans friends because they were white and they let another person call me a nigga and a pickaninny. And they said they didn't see anything wrong with that. And nigga and pickaninny, especially pickaninny, is a motherfucking slur. And I don't really give a fuck if you say, oh, well, black people said whatever. It's a black thing. It's not a white thing. The same way the same way I have slurs for Mexicans and whatever other race I have, and the same way I don't want to be called the slurs, don't call us slurs. They had no problem doing that. That's why I'm not friends with them today. And that's just facts. If everything went properly and I actually got in contact with the other ones, I'd probably be still friends with the... Oh, gosh. I probably would have been friends with probably, like, out of the... I want to say it was... I want to say about a handful. So about... Let's just say 10, right? I probably keep 20% of the group because the other 80 was just, like, racist. Okay? Can't take that shit away. But the other 20%, that was actually cool as fuck. And bitch, I be... I love rock and roll. Da, 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 da. And you're like, what the fuck? That is the other 20% that I will fuck with, because that's what we did. We did drunk karaoke, and we used to have rock and roll nights, and I used to be the rock and roll queen. Okay, bitch. Used to be that bitch. I love rock and roll. Da, 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 da. Y'all ain't never seen me at karaoke, and y'all don't want to see me at karaoke, baby. Like, literally. But like, all seriousness aside, the whole point of this video, and I'm gonna reiterate it again, because sometimes repetition is key for y'all. I love the trans community. We did not choose to be trans. We did not choose to be straight. We did not choose to be gay. These are things that were predisposed to us. And whether you want to believe that your religion has it right, there's over 4,000 religions in the world. Unless that person is killing somebody, has a problem, like problems that are really immoral, like raping people, being extremely violent, being to whatever, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. So before y'all become willfully dense and obtuse, do not willingly dense, meaning, man, I know the point she's making, but because she didn't say it the exact way that I wanted to be said, I'm going to try to construe her words for misunderstanding. I want to say that I didn't understand. I'm going to say that she said this when you know exactly what I meant. Unless that person is beating on you, calling you out your name, disrespecting you, doing things to harm others, you should not have a problem with that. You should not have a problem with them at all. I don't dislike white people. I actually have a couple of I have way more white friends than I thought I would have. Especially after that little incident. If y'all was an OG, like, subscriber, y'all know I did a story time when I got called a nigger monkey bitch on a bus by a bunch of white people, and a bunch of white people didn't say anything about it until it was like somebody white and was like, you can disrespect her, but you won't disrespect her. You won't disrespect our kind. So yeah, like, I have white friends, Hispanic friends, Haitian friends, whatever. Like, I got friends, bitch, from a lot of places. I get around, okay? And I'm cool as fuck. Motherfuckers fuck with me. I don't know about y'all, but motherfuckers fuck with me. Motherfuckers show up for me. Motherfuckers love some me, okay? I literally could pop up and be like, and the motherfucker be like, I love that for her. They would love me. Wanna know why they would love me? Because I'm that girl. Always and forever. And I'm pretty much a basic ass bitch, if we being honest. I'm like the most basic bitch ever. Like, I really don't require much to please. I'm just like, whatever. Feed me, make me laugh, and whatever. And shit, motherfuckers who don't like me just don't like me. You know, it's not about me. It's about the trans community today and the gay community. I feel like y'all should be nicer to them. And if you just can't, get with it and it's so immoral, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares about your opinion. Because whether you believe it's immoral, right or wrong, it's still happening. There's nothing you can do. You can say, oh, but the gay community pushes their way into the media. So do straight people. Straight people push monogamy. Some people push polygamy. People push their agendas because that's what we do. I shade, change the number. But people push it. Like, people genuinely just push it all the time. I'm pushing the message right now to fucking be nice, to be kinder human beings. I push the message of self-love. I push the message of get your shit together. I push the message of you're fucking beautiful. I push the message of a lot of shit. And I most definitely push autonomy. Control over oneself. So don't let society tell you, oh, you should want to have kids. If you don't want to have kids, fuck them kids. Don't let society tell you that, you know, that the good girls finish last. Bitch, have autonomy over yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so don't tell you that the good girls finish last, or you decide you want to do something that you're not into. Baby girl, if you're not into being, if you the modest queen of the motherfucking year, and you want to be covered up and whatever, you just want your eyes to show, honestly, I don't know what it's called. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but like, if you one of those people who wear those things, well, just only your eyes show, and I don't know exactly what it's called, but if you know what I'm talking about, please put it in the comments. But if you one of those people who want to do that. But I'm here for you doing it because you want to do it and not because somebody else wants you to. And I don't want you to try to have autonomy over somebody else because it makes you feel comfortable. Sometimes you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You know what was an uncomfortable truth? I was bisexual. Very uncomfortable. Okay? I grew up in a Christian household. We didn't do that. I've heard how they talk about gay people, not my family, but the church in specific. I've heard how they're Jezebels and things like that. I've heard how the demons are there, and I've seen how y'all go crazy trying to extract them out the person's body, and how y'all would disown people. Baby, I was afraid. That was uncomfortable for me to admit. But bitch, after about the fourth girlfriend, this ain't just, you know, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. After that, girl, I don't gotta deal with this shit and walking out on the bitch. Like, girl, bye. My wig is like not performing right now, and it's agitating me. I really feel like Thorgy Thor right now. With the focus. This is why I think I need to get tested for ADHD. But no, like, seriously, I genuinely feel like a lot of y'all go into these things and y'all say hateful shit to people. Y'all say like the most mean things to people. Y'all just are rude and ruthless. And then when people bully y'all back, y'all want to be like, but you're bullying us. I remember when I first came out here, I was like, I really don't want to have kids. Bitches who had kids was in my ass, just eating me up, and y'all still do to this day. I remember when I said, I got raped, and motherfuckers was like, oh, you're lying. And I was like, why would I sit there and lie about that? And they were like, oh, you're lying because of this. And then when it came out to be true, everybody who said I was lying did not have an apology or shit for me. And even if you did not believe me, why couldn't you just brand me a liar and just be like, I'm just not gonna fuck with her and keep my opinions to myself? Because a lot of y'all do questionable shit. And this is, I'm talking to the straight community specifically. The straight community, y'all do a lot of questionable shit. Trying to de-gay or, nah, this person gonna know they this. They gonna know they place. Y'all do so much to try to fight y'all homophobia. Because y'all be so homophobic. Transphobic. Homophobic and transphobic. Y'all be fighting that shit so hard that y'all do questionable shit. Boosie had his child get assaulted, essayed, by a grown woman. And you can say, oh, the little boy enjoyed it. Yeah, but he was a minor and that's a grown ass woman. Y'all will literally let y'all children, y'all daughters, date older men when they're underaged. Y'all will literally push y'all kids into marriage and having kids and doing all these things. And they don't even be ready for half this shit. And y'all be like, well, if you was a real woman, you wouldn't do this. If you was a real woman, you wouldn't do that. I literally watched the stage play yesterday, right? And the whole time throughout the stage play, the mama really realized, and the stage play was based on true events that, like, actually happened, right? And it was somebody's life story. Once I remember the title of it, I'll probably, like, put it in there some way I could watch it. But it was based on this whole thing, because, whatever. So the girl was doing whatever. The girl husband had cheated on her, walked over her, had a whole new relationship, abandoned the kids, did everything else, purposely left, tried to did everything to break this woman down, right? And the mama knew, right? And because the mom was from that era of, don't blame Mr. Charlie, because Mr. Charlie is just the man and yeah, that shit, that delusional ass music. She was like, oh, yo, well, if you was a better wife, he wouldn't do all this other shit. Da, 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 da. How dare you date somebody else? How dare you move on? How, just because he left up and left the family, you're supposed to stay here. You're supposed to wait for him and all this other shit. It didn't happen to the end of the movie, right? Or the end of the play, where he was sitting there and he was talking to her, right? And the mama seen it, right? And the mama said, I am a damn fool. This man don't treat you right. He done up and left the kids. He ain't do what he was supposed to do. He ain't do all this other stuff. He's been a menace to you, and I've seen it for years. But because I was taught that a woman's supposed to do this, but maybe that's just not the way it's supposed to be. And I think a lot of y'all struggle with that shit because y'all hold on to these baby ass ideas that, well, mama said it's supposed to be like this, or somebody said it's supposed to be like this, somebody said it's supposed to be like that. Man, if this happened like this, then I just gotta disown them. Y'all don't never disown the right people. Y'all not disowning the rapist. Y'all not disowning the person that's in the family fucking with the kids. Y'all not disowning the nigga. Y'all not disowning the motherfucking nigga that done robbed and done stole from y'all that's beating on the women. Y'all not disowning them. But y'all, oh he's gay, he's gonna pervert the kids. You don't think Uncle Charlie touching that little 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 16-year-old, 14-year-old in the family and using it as grooming that child up to be great for predators is okay? But we're not shunning him, but Michael, but gay Michael, cause he's gay and he's a drag queen or some shit like that. Or he's gay out loud and not gay, or not like respectable gay. So it's like, okay, well, we'll accept it, but it gotta be to this extent. Y'all be like, oh, we can't do that, cause he wear nails and he get his hair done and he wearing a skirt, and I just don't want that around my children. But you land up with somebody. So I think we should take our outrage, if there is any from this video, or any anger or anything that I've said, because you don't want to see trans people as people or the gay community as people, though you don't want to respect people's pronouns. You're just a disrespectful ass person. You're just a not nice person. You're just a person who really needs to sit back and really question life and society, because I'm telling you right now, all your biases that you have are really holding you the fuck back. People like me, not because I'm a people pleaser, not because I run after people, not because people come back to me. Sometimes I get so busy and wrapped in my own world doing shit that I literally forget I have friends, because I'm a workaholic, and they'll hit me up and they say, you need to take a break today. Hey, I was checking in with you. And they'll be like, you're being really mechanicky today. Are you working today? Because you need to stop. Like, people really come and they check up on me. And I don't want to have any kids. I want to be in a poly relationship. I talk back. I'm bisexual. Everything that I'm not supposed to be, that is supposed to be attractive to people. I'm everything that does not. I speak my mind. I've said some crazy ass shit. I said some nice ass shit. I've said some ooh la la type shit before. But you know one thing for sure, it's getting fucking cold. That's what it is. One thing for sure. I felt that. But no, like, all bullshit aside, like, your bias is what's stopping you. Because if y'all knew all this shit about me prior, if y'all knew before y'all probably was fucking with me, or before y'all was even interested in fucking with me, some of y'all wouldn't fuck with me because those things right there. Because I'm like, I don't want no friend that's gonna talk back. I don't want no bitch that's have boundaries. I don't want no bitch that have no respect for herself. And guess what? I got respect for myself, and I got OnlyFans. And on there, we pop pussy. Crazy, right? The hearts are talking. We can't be. Oh, cause I know how some of y'all gonna get. Some of y'all misogyny be getting in the way. A lot of shit be getting in y'all away from living a healthy and productive life. I promise you, if y'all just drop it, especially the respectability politics, especially when y'all say y'all gonna accept them and really deep down y'all really don't want to. Because every single time I hear trans people say, oh yeah, I thought they were accepting of me, but then when I didn't do my makeup or when I didn't look feminine and I was like I was a girl, it was like, come on bro, you know you a dude, put on the makeup and a wig, come on, let's go, cause you as a trans person has to look this aesthetic or this way. Nah. Drop the respectability politics, drop your biases, and actually just shut the fuck up. If you have nothing nice to say, just It's free 99 to be a kind human being. It's free 99 to respectfully disagree. You don't have to be like, oh man, I want to be friends with them, but damn, at least respect them enough to treat them like human beings. And if that's too much for you, I don't know what to tell you, big boy, shorty, whatever the fuck you want to be called. I don't know what to tell you. But the disrespect and the mistreatment of the trans community has to stop, because I keep on hearing cis heterosexual people talk about it and they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't have fact check, and the stuff that they're doing, and I'm gonna say it like this, the stuff that y'all are doing, so good. But the stuff that y'all are doing is really pathetic, because y'all are jumping into spaces where y'all are not welcome or invited, and y'all are spilling y'all Rolodex of hate. But y'all don't realize that if more people were to come out as bisexual, that would mean that the gay community would actually win. And once that happens, when you're not the minority and when you're not the majority anymore, and you're like more the minority, or when you go to spaces where you're not the majority and you're the minority, because yeah, you're going to see how infuriating that shit is. And like I said, play role reversal. Let's pretend that out of 4,000 religions, right, that we have, and the 5 major that is practiced, which mean that the society chose 5, right? And they're not the 5 we're practicing now. Let's just say they said that it was okay to be trans and gay and all these other things, and your religion was the one that was least practiced and least believed in, right? So let's just say Christianity, Muslim, Buddhism, all that shit got shoved all the way down to the bottom, right? And they bought up all the other ones that actually support the trans and the gay people and stuff like that, because there are more that are like that. They're not. So you just have to go look up a couple of religions and just like study a little bit. You know, just know a little bit about everything is kind of good to know every now and again. Let's just say that was to happen, right? And let's just say being cis hetero was not in no more. You'd be in a world of trouble. And if you had to be treated how you treated the community that was beneath you, you'd hate yourself. You'd probably unalive yourself. That'd be it. Life, 0%. Because you know that you don't treat them with humanity and you don't treat them like people, because you know that society says that you're better than them. You know that the majority, if it came down to you or them, would choose you before they chose them. And some of y'all in that group know exactly y'all place in society and other places. And I think because y'all get bullied in those areas, that y'all decide to say, hey, we're at the bottom of this pole, at the bottom of the totem pole. If it was a man or a woman, most people will go with the man versus a woman. So most women know that if it was them and a man, they know that they're not getting chosen unless it is something that has to do with slave labor and work. And I know people are like, cooking and cleaning is not slave labor and work. You're right. Cooking and cleaning is not slave labor work unless because you're a woman, you're supposed to do it. And as a man, you don't have to. That sounds like extremely selective work. Because even if a woman today does decide in her heterosexual relationship that she's going to work and take care of the home, it's still slave labor if her husband doesn't do it, because what they'll say and cry in their heterosexual straight lives is that I feel like a single mom in my own house, because you're practicing gender roles. Because it's woman's work to cook, clean, and bear children. It's woman's work to sit there, be soft, subtle. I'm not soft, nor neither am I subtle. But I have made the same men that y'all lust after with money and all the things that some of y'all crave so much chase after me like there's no tomorrow. All my sugar daddies come back. All of them. And when they come back, they offer money first. I get. If I really honestly wanted to, I could make big bank. I'm going sideways. A lot of y'all who are doing the talking and the bullying, if the roles were reversed, you wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it because you know that the way that you treat people is less than humane. And because you know that it's less than humane, you'd rather just say, hey, instead of saying, hey, I'm treating people like a douchebag because I know I'm in the majority right now, and society will say that this is okay. That's why a lot of y'all are fucking miserable now. Because y'all don't think. Y'all just jump up and judge and want to criticize and hate and have a Rolodex of things that y'all don't like and that y'all gonna stand on. I guess I'm repeating the same shit because I don't know what else to say to y'all to get y'all to stop fucking bullying the trans community. I don't know what's gonna make y'all decide one day like that this shit is wrong besides it happening to y'all. And by that time, it's too damn late because nobody really gives a fuck anymore. And the people who do want to care, they can't care because caring just takes too much fucking time and energy. Caring puts too much into shit. Like, caring really does all of those things. It is not just a performative care either. Like, oh my gosh, we care. But, like, really care. Like, do you care about their rights? Because trans rights are a right when they're fucking human beings. Do you care about humans? Are you just the bad guy? But you're just pretending to be the hero, because pretending to be the hero is a lot easier than saying, hey, I'm a fucking asshole. I'm a douchebag, and I have unhealed trauma, and I have control issues, and I want autonomy over everybody else except for myself. And when things go wrong, I want to constantly point the finger. I don't want to go to therapy. I don't want to get help. I don't want to seek advice. And when I say go to therapy, I don't mean like go. You don't have to go to a fucking shrink. You don't have to go to somebody like that. Therapy, go to a spiritual guide or something like that. People have gone to the places that you want to be, but a lot of y'all don't even get to that point because y'all be so focused on shit that don't got nothing to do with y'all. Everybody who has a problem that I've noticed with the trans community and the gay community and things and people and other people without actually having like a real solid base of like, this is why I don't fuck with this person. Like I said earlier in the video, I cut my trans friend off not because they were trans, but because they let another person who looked like them, who was a white woman, call me a nigga and a pickaninny. As if the history behind it, and I told her that I did not feel comfortable, and she kept on going. She said, why can't I call you a nigga? Why can't I call you a pickaninny? And they literally stood there, and then they literally said, we're going to side with her until it wasn't beneficial, until when they decided to fuck with me again. And I said I was good by myself, and they said, this is why we don't fuck with you niggas, and that's why you're ghetto now. That is why I'm not friends with them. And I know I gave more details this time around because I got my point out from early in the video. That's why I don't fuck with them. That is why they're not my friends anymore. And it's not because they're trans. It's not because they're gay. It's not because they're this. And even if I was straight, because when I was fighting back years of saying, hey, I'm bisexual because I was afraid to get ostracized by the fucking community, people played me as straight. Most people played me as 90%. I want to say about 95% of people I met played me as straight. They were like, "Oh no, I know you would never be into girls. I know you would never be into girls." And I still never dissed the gay community. And it wasn't because I was undercover and did it, because it's people who are on the DL and I know who they are, and they still, as gay black men, because I dated a couple of them, they will literally go out there and say the most heinous, disgusting shit about the gay community. So whether they're closeted or not, proud and out loud, like, you don't have to say anything. I know some straight people right now who just have like the like, what is it? Whatever it is that has you in such a chokehold, let it go. Leave the trans people alone. Leave the gay community alone. Leave people the fuck alone. If you're miserable and life is not going how the fuck you wanted to go, you cannot be mad at nobody but yourself. Yes, things happen. Yes, your mother may fuck up. Yes, your father may fuck up. Yes, people may not be perfect. Yes, you may find out some things. Yes, you may not be compatible with people no more. Yes, some people may be compatible with shit fucking people, and you're like, I don't want them there. But if they don't want to come there, you cannot make them. People have their own autonomy. As much as I love my siblings, I cannot shield them from everything. I cannot save them from themselves. It was a point in time where I wanted, because I love my siblings so much, where I wanted autonomy over them. Because the autonomy that I wanted, I was like, I want you to go here, 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 here. My brothers have their own autonomy. I try to get my brother every day. I was like, bro, you should stream because you're that good at gaming and you do such a great job at it. I think people will watch you. My brother hates being on camera. My brother, with his own autonomy, says no and says fuck me every time I say it. He be like, I'll think about it. But deep down, a nigga don't want to do this shit because he don't have the time, the patience for editing and uploading and all the other shit. And my brother has a very short fuse. So guess what? As much as I want him to be like, man, just let it go, he gonna be like, nah, because he gonna take that shit to the heart. I cannot make him do that. I can't make him the gamer. Okay, I can't. As much as I want my favorite cousin to eat more fucking vegetables, he won't eat a fucking vegetable. I was like, you still eat vegetables? Like, nah, not really, dog. But I have been putting starches in my diet now. So now it's not a mostly ramen diet, ramen and meat diet. Because it was that for some years. Not eating macaroni and cheese and other things. I cannot have autonomy over people. I can't. And as much as I want the best for my brothers, if my brothers was to go out there tomorrow and go get into some gang shit, as much as I'm like, please don't do gang shit. Please don't do gang. If the nigga want to go out there and rob a bank, if I be like, please don't rob a bank. I can't be on his ass all the time when I'm not looking at him. If he gonna rob, the nigga is gonna do it. If a nigga go out there and be like, man, can you please do this? And he be like, oh, whatever. And the nigga, it don't matter if I beat him into submission. I can beat him in submission right now. But guess what? The nigga gonna learn. One day I can either beat your ass and beat you out of submission. And then I'm gonna be the one in charge. And guess what? He still ain't gonna run me because, bitch, if a nigga put his hands on me, a nigga is done. I don't play that shit no more. Don't put your hands on me. You're done. Autonomy. These are the things. Control over oneself. That should be within yourself. And if you're so fixated on having autonomy and control over somebody else, and having the last say so of what they want to do so bad in their life, please go somewhere and sit the fuck down. Because you don't deserve that. You don't even have autonomy over yourself, but you want to control somebody else. You want to control the narrative. You want somebody to say, you want somebody to kiss your ass. You want somebody to suck up to you. Bitch, I can't do it, baby. And something is seriously wrong with you. And if you so mad at the shit I'm saying in this video that you have to disrespect me or try to make me feel smaller, and it's going to make you feel better, you're proving my point now. Thank you. Keep it up. Let's go. So we can show people exactly what misery looks like. Because what is so hard about respecting the trans community? What is so hard about respecting the gay community? What is so hard about respecting people, what they want to be called? If you can't get into it, be like, hey, I don't mean no disrespect, but it's really hard for me to get into it. And when they look at you like, don't be like, oh, don't look at me like that. Because they'll be like, oh, I don't care what they think. But then y'all be like, ah, man, the gay community just don't fuck with me, man. I'm just too real for... No, you're not. You're just a fucking asshole. And people don't have to like you. People don't have to respect you. People don't have to do none of this. And even though I say keep it respectful, I know some of y'all gonna still go over there. I can't control that. These people did not choose to be gay. These people not choose to be trans. These people not choose to do this. Yes, some people choose to transition once they know what they are, and others choose not to. But motherfucker, if that's how the fuck they feel, that's how the fuck they feel. And I'm done. Why did I do that so hard? Oh, it's so hard. I will pour some more. I gotta eat. Oh shit.